Photos, CG photography, chip HDR. Now, here you're gonna have your source X and Y, which is 0, 0. I never really mess with that. It says you're gonna start from the top right corner and you can paint across. However, it always tiles over, or tiling is right here. So that's pretty good, I guess. But your destination X and Y says that it'll also start painting from the top right of this corner. So that's something you definitely don't want if you need to put it in any spot down here. I guess you could kind of explain it like this by just doing it. Alright, so we got chip HDR, and we're just going to paint this texture. Oh, come on, don't freeze on me. Brush. Okay. And see, now instantly we got some apparent problems. One, that chip is entirely too big. Two, it's not in the right place. Thankfully, those are solved by scale, rotation, and your destination XY. Because if we had started up in that corner, we would have started with the corner of that image. But we didn't, because it tiled all the way across. However, let's take this from locked and put it on the mouse hit. Instant solve all. Now, wherever you start clicking your mouse is where it's going to begin. Is where it's going to call the 0, 0 point to start your image. So you see the image, there's really nothing up here in the top left corner of this particular image. So that's what you get. However, that's nothing scale doesn't solve. So we'll go ahead and scale the image down. Bang, now we're getting somewhere. However, every time you click, you're going to get the exact same thing. See, I got 3 little boxes. And pretty much 3 of everything. So you have to be aware that you only want to click once, really, to paint with this. And it's fine. If you mess up, you just paint right over what you already did. But as we can see, this looked nice. Now we got a little computer chip now here in the neck. But it doesn't look right because it's not rotated properly. Again, simple fix. Activate your rotation. Set it to the rotation you probably want it to be. Give it a go. Is that what you're looking for? Looks like let's take it down a couple more degrees. There we go. That's what we're looking at. I'm just go ahead and paint that right over. And don't worry if you paint too far and cover over other polygons, because you can always just re-outline and then color it back brown. So that looks close enough for me. Next we'll work with these side tools. Obviously we've been using the brush for quite some time. Anyone familiar with Photoshop will know of the clone tool, the eraser tool, the gradient tool, which also in Photoshop shares the spot with the bucket tool. You got, what is this? Blur, smudge, and some other shit. What? Blur, sharpen, and smear. Dodge tool, burn tool, sponge tool. I'm no Photoshop expert. I don't know all those. So I'm just going to kind of leave it at that. I guess we all see what that means. However, I do know basic brushes and eyedropper, which is really all you need in my opinion, and that clone tool. So we'll pick our brown. It's just so we're not getting any of this up in here. Go back to our brush. Now switch it. Well, look, it's already switched to solid color. However, we want, in case it didn't do that for you, go ahead and take it off texture paint, because you don't want to be painting textures anymore. And we'll go ahead and scale down our brush size and sweep right across. And we don't need any of that. And that's what's great about UVW maps. I didn't even have to put a whole picture in there. I just needed a couple little segments for those polygons. Bang. That's all we needed. Now, this little blob probably means that it shouldn't work with any other models because the way the polygons are laid out. It's really your call as far as that goes. But let's continue forward again. Actually, that's about all the functions, you know. You could do like I did. Let's take the texture paint again and load from disk. Let's go to this really nasty flesh wound I found. And this is when you typically prefer to work with Photoshop. But I'm just doing Cinema 4D right now, so we'll go ahead and scale this up. And just pick any random spot really on your canvas. And just go ahead and paint you a copy of that nasty ass foot. Well, in this case, it's a nasty foot. In fact, let's pick it up and get a big version of it. There we go. Alright, and it looks crazy because I'm screwing up my dog. But as we've already seen, you can just redo that. So, but now what you've done is, in its essence, is bringing in pictures on the layer without having to actually import pictures in the layer, because I can't figure out how to do it. Wouldn't that be stupid if I look up here and it's right there? No, yeah, I can't find anything. I've tried new layers, duplicate layers, all that crap. None of that seems to do me any justice. So, just like that, we will now pick to the clone tool. Go ahead and set a reference point. And then just add some blood. Ooh. Let me get some of this down here. I don't know. You could do it all day long and you'll get your little desired results as you work. And then you can eventually, oh, well that sucks. I just blew through that. Okay, yeah, all that silence is about to get cut out. Let's see, let's give it some of the, yeah. And I guess nothing's completely clean on the inside, right? So we'll get a big little blood clot right here. Yeah. And now, yeah, it's a very believable dog, huh? Again, we'll go back to the dropper, and then back to the brush. And just go ahead and get all of that up out of here. And ta-da! We have a very crappy version of what I was working on earlier. Obviously, you're going to want to take your detail and get in here, probably bevel and sculpt. For those of you who don't have sculpt, definitely bevel. Let's see. I think we covered all the topics. Now just to go cut this thing up into a bunch of little pieces, and we should be good. Sidebar tools, functions, modes. Oh, modes. Yeah, it's definitely important not to sit there and try to paint in one of these modes. You definitely want to use the one with a texture tag on it, UVWs. Be it UVW polygons or points. And these will help you out. You can definitely grab any points you really want and go ahead and move them around. So if you wanted something to look crazy, distorted, or however you wanted them laid out in the first place. Let's see if we can't distort something wild looking real quick. Let's grab these 4 and move them over here. Now this is gonna result in some crazy looking stuff. Bang. So note that can be pretty neat of an effect, but it could also be a downfall. Especially if your shit gets messed up. Other than that, any questions, comments, concerns, whatever, drop them in the comments. If you want, stop by the site, databong.com. Click the like Facebook button, click the share YouTube button. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not really a tutorialist person. I just felt I should give back on something that gave me a lot of trouble. Anyways, y'all take care.